Peace, family. It's your boy Gerald. It is the 17th of August, 2020. How is everybody doing? It is approximately quarter to 10 in the evening, which that would be almost quarter to 4 Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys are doing well. And I know it's been a minute since I was on here, um, taking every day and being very methodical with it. And I'm excited. But just now it dawned on me that, hey, it's been 47 days. What have I been able to grasp since I've been here? Because I know some of you may be considering coming to the island. And I'm going to make a separate video more in depth. But what I have taken away so far, and after giving it some thought, because I'm living it, the first thing that you will hear people say all the time, it costs a lot of money to be here. And it shouldn't surprise you because those that are on the mainland, that's Hawaii's always in the bucket list of places to go. Some people work their whole life just for a couple weeks, but that's the price of memories. But the truth of the matter is, to be on this island, you got to have something going for you. It is expensive. So from that perspective, you're going to have to learn to be savvy with your money, engineer the way you shop. Now, I will say, here in Oahu, how they have things developed is very systematic. If you've ever been to Florida, like the Orlando area, the resort areas, it reminds me a lot of that. Um, it's kind of funny because when I think about it, it makes me think about the board game Monopoly. You have the big house, you have the single family home, you have the duplex, you have the townhouse. And depending on what you're capable of affording is what is offered. But the landscape is always manicured. Since I've been here, there's never been a day that I haven't seen a lawn crew out there with a weed eater, edging, grooming, pristine. And I think a lot of that because a lot of times people think that just like Florida, Hawaii is also a hub for people that come to retire. So perception and image is very, very important. That's one thing. The second thing that stood out since I've been here is the roads. Since I've been here, because the highways, there's three main highways. You have Highway 1, 2, and 3, and they stretch from one side of the island to the next. But if you've ever been on a highway that is in the process of doing patchwork, it may be smooth one area and bumpy the next. That's the reality here. And with that comes traffic. There's a heavy amount of traffic here. And being that we're in the midst of the pandemic, you would think that would have an impact living here. But you have all the DoD military represented here. You have all contracting firms, shipyards and such support they're represented here. You actually have, I want to say it's a gas refinery here as well. And all this is condensed on Oahu. I can't speak on the other islands because I have yet to go there. But you can write that check on that because that is going to happen. And yes, I am going to film it. And I've echoed this in some of the videos. One of the things after I get settled, that's why if you look, I'm in my master bedroom right now, and it'll be a while before the household goods come. So I'm roughing it right now. Got an air mattress right there. Sorry, I'm doing what I need to do because one of the things I don't want to do is have to frivolously or have to spend twice because everything I need is coming. So now, with that said, just to piggyback on infrastructure, the homes here, you can pretty much find any type of house design you're looking for. But the big thing is space. As if you were on the East Coast going down south, the dollar goes further, the more southern the Mason-Dixie line. Or if you go Midwest, you can get acreage, or you can get the house that you really, really enjoy for a fraction of the dollar. Here, because it's Hawaii, everything is prime real estate here. My rent is $3,000 a month. I'm renting I would say it's not a townhouse, but it's not a duplex either. Pretty nice size. However, the property footprint is very concise. But I'm not worrying about that because this is going to serve a means for the next 300 plus, 315 days to go. And then I will buy a house here. I know some of you might be thinking, well, Gerald, you just said it's expensive to live there. Why are you going to look at investing? Because I also see it as an opportunity to have prime real estate in one of the most sought after properties on the planet. So I kind of look at it like paying it forward, invest now, because not to sound somber, one of the biggest impacts that you don't hear people talking about is the housing market right now. In a town near you, in a city near you, in a state near you, there are people that are downsizing. My heart goes out to the folks that before March 17th, because that's when it actually hit the United States or was identified in the media, there was somebody sitting down at the table signing their life away for the next 30 years on a commitment, only to find out 2 weeks later they didn't have their career. That happens. So, we're in the midst of tightening our belt, being more efficient, doing what we need to do. But let's segue a little bit. The food costs here. Everything that comes here that is not grown here, you're going to pay a little bit more. That's because of logistics. A gallon of milk runs about $6.15. So it's very common that you see a lot of people surprisingly either doing soy, almond, even powdered milk. I know somebody's like, ooh, powdered milk, carnation. Yeah, but that's a reality. Number four, and I mentioned this on the video prior to this, I had an eye-opening moment in a conversation with a person that I had met, and they enlightened me that the people that are homegrown from the islands are going through the same struggles as the people that are on the reservation. About 75 to 80% of the people that are from here are on public assistance. And I was shocked because it made me realize that if you're on public assistance, the odds on you being a homeowner is slim and none because you're working with a certain amount of money. And that goes with the job market, being that the islands rely, I would say 60 to 70% of their revenue is tourism. Well, guess what? It's been 2 weeks now. The beaches and the parks have been closed because of the COVID numbers, even though nationally, Hawaii has the lowest. I think the last time they did a survey, it was less than 400 cases. And the governor plans on keeping it that way. So they have put things in place so that if you are considering coming this way, you got to quarantine 14 days prior after you've gotten your swab, and then another 14 days once you get here. And then the last thing that, because I haven't been able to really, I keep wondering, I don't have a TV up in here. Not yet. Not yet. Because I got all that. It's coming. But the last thing that I was brought to my attention that for the state of Hawaii, what they were trying to do is implement those people that were non-residents that were still going to come here. They were trying to work a deal with certain hotel chains that if you are identified as a tourist, you're going to go to whatever the hotels that they have assigned, and then for 14 days, you're there. And if you try to break that, you can risk being arrested. So we've had cases where people have flown and they didn't even get to smell the air on the outside of that airport door. They turned them around, and the first thing smoking back to LA, they were on it because they're not playing. COVID has really done a number on this island when it comes to economics. The biggest felt is the mom and pops locations. Being that I resided in Virginia Beach, that was very, very prevalent because speaking for Virginia Beach, they made their money on the spring summer months. Therefore, autumn fall, they didn't have to worry about revenue because they made their money prior to it. But with COVID and the stress of just making rent or making revenue, a lot of people are unfortunately putting the closed sign in the door for good, and that's happening here every day. Now let me brighten up the mood a little bit. Since I've been here, family, I'm learning my new opportunity. I'm excited because it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for me. And I know it's God's will. That's why I'm here. But just to piggyback on a conversation that I had with someone I met, and they said, look here, yes, you will hear people say, as a whole, the island is about family and tradition. And once you are deemed family, you have family forever. But what they don't tell you is until they get to know you, they don't mess with you. So since I've been here, especially here, I tried to do the neighborly thing, introduce myself. Uh-uh. You would have thought I had Ebola on the top of my forehead. You know, it's kind of weird. And I get it. People don't know you. But I realize that people are very non trusting. You have to earn your respect, which with everywhere. But you also have to earn your friendship bonds too, because they take that very, very seriously. Another thing that I learned being here the first 47 days is if you make trash, you take trash. They are very conscious about the ecosystem and they don't play people littering. You might get balled up if you get caught doing something, no, they don't play that. And rightfully so to a degree. Uh I don't want to get to the oohs and ahs on this. Retail here, it's no different than it is back on the mainland. Because anything outside the United out anything outside the Hawaiian Islands is called mainland because you're on an island. And they warned me, they said, well, listen, being here, you're gonna have to step out of your comfort zone and try something different. Because you can't just jump in your vehicle and just say, I'm gonna just drive, to the next state because you're gonna meet nothing but water all the way around. And that never been an issue for me. I've always wanted to see what's on the other side of the hill. And with that being said, I plan on when I say every nook and cranny about my experience here, you're going to see it. It's going to be here. Now, on the flip side, they also warned me this, and I had a hard time um, really wrapping my head up on this. They said, listen, you're here. This is a new chapter for you. But the one thing about starting a new chapter, you have to let go of the previous. And I was like, huh? He said, listen, being here on the Hawaiian Islands, you're gonna realize two things. You're gonna have lifelong friendships, but the reality is because they're gonna replace a lot of the friendships that you once had. And I was kind of shook on that, so I don't know. So no, truth of the matter is, you're here. A lot of the people that they're gonna tell you and wish you well, but deep down inside, they may have another thought. Some of them may be envious because you're stepping out and doing something that they wish they could or choose not to, and they may feel a certain kind of way. He said, "Don't get out of your own way. The people that you're gonna see that are supposed to be in your life are your friends. Be prepared for that." And that's stuck in the back of my head because it made me think about a couple things. And one, I've echoed through the years about how I want to revamp this channel. And I am going to revamp this channel. But I also know that Rome wasn't built in a day. And what I envision for this channel to be It takes time, it takes money, and it takes freedom to do it. And the reality is, I know with just a small bit of the subscribers that have been with me from day one and those that I've met recently. First of all, thank you because you could give your time anywhere on social media. So thank you. But the reality is this: I know about 65% of the people that I have here, they're going to be gone. I already know that. And then, and it's going to be bittersweet because when I say that this is a new chapter, everything that you see here right now from the sound of my voice will be made new. And major overhaul, mind, body, and spirit. And that kind of makes me feel a certain kind of way because my thing is if you're not with me when I'm sitting down, I can't expect you to be there with me when I stand up and I start to fly. So, with that being said, for those who are truly going to be there, I got a whole lot planned. I'm optimistic of what Most High is going to show and afford me the opportunity to show you. But it's also sad because I know there are going to be some people that they won't. But that's not in my control. I just like the fact that I've been given the opportunity nonetheless. So what I also found out, just to flip it, to island hop, you have to take a flight. And I know that they do ferries, but because of COVID, they're not doing the ferries. And then the flights are running about $75 now. It's 150 round trip. About 45 minutes you're there. So I can't wait to show you that aspect because, you know, the islands are like a string of pearls. I will have footage for each and every one of them that I'm allowed to go to because I think there's two that do not allow tourists on it. I could be wrong, but I think there is two that you're like sacred. But I got a whole lot to show you, fam. Whole lot. Now I'm trying to be mindful with this clock because I didn't say it a lot for a short bit of time. Oh, I see you. Well, I think the best thing someone LS should said Hawaiian locals are fake, nice, and racist. Well, isn't that how the world works? Isn't that's why you're supposed to use your discernment? Because you're gonna attract what you are, right? Sometimes it's meant just to see it and keep it moving, then be a problem. I ain't got time for that. Life's too short. But on the flip side, my attitude here is going to be, as they say, carpe diem. I am going to seize the day, every moment. I can't wait. And and lastly, because I'm getting ready to go on 25, my mindset is what the day's going to look like after COVID is not here. What are we going to be doing in a town near you, in a city near you, in a state near you? worldwide. Where are you going to be at? But more importantly, what did you learn from it? What did you change? Because unfortunately, there's going to be a whole lot of people that are going to be doing the same thing that they did the first moment they heard the word COVID. And they're going to be sad, and they're going to be cheating themselves out of life because nobody has a stopwatch. Nobody has a corner of the market on longevity. Nobody. But guess what? That's why I always say stay prayed up because misery loves company, and you should be where love takes you there. But see, you're gonna have a lot of people that they want you to be miserable too, because that ain't nothing but fear. That ain't nothing but fear. Let me tell you something. One of the other things I ain't want to let the cat out of the bag. Your boy gonna be over here making his coin too. So I hope you guys stick around for that. And those who don't, it's been real. It's been real. Because one thing I definitely do is I take a look at who is my subscriber, and I reach out from time to time just to let them know. Because you can be anywhere you want, be anywhere. But in the moment, family, it's going on. It is approximately 10:15 Hawaii Standard Time. So till then, stay prayed up. And as I always say, God's praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. You gotta remember, nobody can take your smile away unless you give it to them first. Claim your worth. When you claim your worth, you claim your direction. Peace.